Hi guys, Sci-Fi Recapped here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm gonna explain an intriguing and mind-blowing science fiction movie from Black Mirror Seasons 3, called Playtest. Black Mirror is an anthology series, meaning that you do not need to watch the previous episode to understand this movie. The movie begins with a man named Cooper who packs his bag in his room, preparing to go abroad for a short vacation. He silently leaves his house and several times ignores his mother's phone calls. He travels the world, starting from India, Australia, Dubai, and many more, making as many memories as he can. In London, he feels jealous seeing a couple kiss in front of him, thus he installs a dating app and starts looking for girls until he finds a young woman named Sonia. That night, he meets her, who turns out to be a technology journalist, in a bar where he reveals his real purpose of traveling around the world is to get away from the family home. They go to Sonia's place and they have fun together. Cooper's mom suddenly calls him again, but he keeps ignoring the calls for unknown reasons. Cooper later explains that his father died from Alzheimer's disease last year and he is not even close with his mom. Because of that, he feels it's the best way to leave the house. At some point, Cooper realizes that he has to go back to America and intends to buy a ticket. Unfortunately, he is unable to access his bank account. He calls the customer service, but the man informs him that he finds several unidentified transactions and his bank account has been drained. He becomes desperate and has nowhere to go, therefore he goes back to Sonia's place. Sonia welcomes him warmly. Not long after, Cooper opens his job search app and coincidentally finds a paid offer to playtest a brand new game for Saito Gemu, which is a big horror game company owned by Shu Saito. Sonia then takes Cooper to the company's HQ. In the building, Cooper is fascinated with one of Saito Gemu's game posters and shortly after, he is approached by Katie. She guides Cooper to the experiment room. However, before they enter the room, Katie orders him to hand over his phone and then turns off the phone. Before they begin the experiment, Cooper signs an NDA, but he finds that the signature page is missing. As Katie leaves the room, he immediately turns on his phone and takes a picture of Black Case, then sends it to Sonia. After Cooper agrees to the terms, Katie installs the device and implants a tiny device called Mushroom to his neck. Afterwards, she commences the experiment, but suddenly his phone rings as he forgot to turn it off again. The installation process went well, causing Cooper to be able to see things. The gopher projection gradually becomes more detailed and Cooper even attempts to play whack-a-mole with it. Katie concludes that Cooper is ready for the real experiments and escorts him to Shu Saito's room. Saito claims that the game will be the most personal survival horror game in history because its artificial intelligence will adapt and automatically adjust the game's flow based on the player's greatest fears. The company's owner then uploads some data to Cooper through the mushroom. After that, Cooper is taken to Harlech House where the real experiment will take place. There, Katie tells Cooper that his main mission is to stay as long as he can while his activities will be monitored in the control room. She gives him an earpiece to maintain communication with Katie. She informs him that the emerging things won't harm him as they are just a projection. After Katie leaves him alone, Cooper explores the house where he eventually finds a bottle of wine. He is amazed with the craftsmanship of the house's stuff while keeps talking to Katie through the earpiece. While he is reading a book, suddenly a spider emerges and scares him. He eliminates the spider, only to find out that it is just another projection. A few moments later, the light suddenly flashes and he realizes that a figure somehow appears in the painting of the house. Cooper hears loud footsteps from upstairs, so he goes to the stairs when Josh Peters, his childhood bully, out of nowhere appears and startles him. As he anticipated, the bully is just a projection and doesn't move at all. Katie explains to him that the system could be mining some of his personal memories and Cooper was scared of him while he was at high school. Cooper then walks through him and gets a glass of wine again. Katie concludes that he is afraid because he suddenly becomes talkative to compensate for the fear. In the kitchen, a wild huge spider with Peter's face suddenly appears. Unfortunately, Katie, who is observing from the surveillance camera, can't see anything as the event is just happening in Cooper's mind. To make things worse, the earpiece suddenly ceases to work. Soon after, Cooper hears someone banging on the house's door. He bravely opens the door and Sonia randomly shows up. She states that Cooper might be in danger and urges him to leave immediately. However, Cooper thinks that his encounter with Sonia is just part of the experiment. Sonia tries to convince him that the experiment is dangerous. She reveals to him that 5 people, and all of them were tourists, have disappeared in the past year because they applied themselves to the play test job. Cooper refuses to leave and still does not believe every single word coming from her mouth. Sonia becomes upset and grabs a knife, threatening to hurt Cooper. She manages to stab him and they fight for a moment. Getting cornered, Cooper then impales her on a knife lodged through his shoulder, and the knife and Sonia suddenly disappear. The earpiece starts working again and Cooper goes crazy because Sonia and the fight feel so real for him. Katie makes it clear that physical sensation shouldn't be possible, but Cooper refuses to continue the experiment anymore. Katie leads him to an upstairs room where Katie and Saito appear to terminate the experiment. However, there's a malfunction that prevents the experiments from stopping. Saito apologizes to him and asks the men to bring Cooper to the others. Cooper screams in fear and eventually awakens in Saito's office. Katie immediately removes the mushroom while revealing that the experiment only lasted for 1 second. Afterwards, Cooper flies back to America and returns to his house, only to find that his mother can't even recognize him anymore and is still trying to call her son. The scene then moves back to the very first experiment room where Cooper repeatedly yells for his mom as the mushroom kills him because the phone unexpectedly rings. Saito comes to the room and they conclude that the phone's signal interfered with the upload process, causing all of Cooper's synapses in his brain to light up at the same time and killing him in less than a second. They then put Cooper's dead body into a body bag and now his mom will never know his son's whereabouts. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.